and away we go here for Xbox Division 3.
Still wheel to wheel coming out of turn 19.
Tries to go down the inside of Desio. Desio giving him space, but not by much.
Oh, and he's oversteered, and he spun. They're side by side, off the track, neck and neck. Welcome to PPR's PC Division 2. We're on board with MRL Henners as he's starting his flying lap now. Cruising around into Sector 2 now in that Williams. He'll be the first to set a lap. Coming up to the S's now, he's going to get far to the right. Drop it down a gear. Keep it nice and tidy, not to invalidate. He's on the medium tires at the moment, so not as much grip as possible. Taking it nice and easy, setting a banker here, not to invalidate. Wants to get a time on the board as he comes into the stadium section now. Keeping it tidy, got a Ferrari up ahead. Looks like he'll be out of the way in time though. Gets around the hairpin nice and clean, a little bit of curb there. Keeps it valid all the way through. He'll come up to the line, we'll see what he can do. He'll dive into the pits though, just setting a banker there it seems. Here comes Custom, he goes wide there. Not entirely sure what happened. He'll go round to set the first lap of the day. Undertaker into the pits. A lot of these guys just setting bankers at the moment. Skybits though says I'll take that provisional pole position as he sets a 117.6. We got more cars coming up the line though. Looks like Skyward Atlas says he'll take that back. He's on the soft compound tires. We got the Mercedes though of Mexena coming around. Jeb on his out lap, starting his flying lap now. The Renault driver of Kermit going to set his first time of the day. See if he can get atop the board. He goes P2 with a 17 flat. Looks like Mexena though on the hard tires. Setting a couple bankers here before he decides to fully send it. Goes back into the pits. Dot that hoist on the mediums. Looking to do something here. Crosses the line. Possibly start his flying lap. May have invalidated the previous one. Looks like the McLaren of BTFU will come up to the line. He'll go pole with a 16 flat on the medium, so he'll look to possibly hold that lead, and we'll see how his strategy changes over the course of this qualifying. Camara starting his flying lap now. Looks like Toro Rosso Skybits. He's come around, he'll dive into the pits. He will not complete that lap. Race 33, cruising around on the hard tires. Looks like he's got a car right behind him. Not sure who that is exactly. It might be Striffium as he goes to set a lap. They'll go back to back. 18.3 from Striffium and an 18.8 from Race 33. Mercedes though of Jeb setting a lap now. He cruises along. It seems our standings are a bit lower than usual. I'll try and fix that momentarily as we adjust the screen. Bear with us here. There we go. The Red Bull Monkey Swinger starting his flying lap now. Monkey Swinger, aka Nash, you may have heard him before. The Haas though of Hoist diving into the pits there. He will not be setting a lap on those mediums. We'll continue along though. Looks like BTFU will be coming into the pits after he completed his lap. Camara though, we know on that flyer, he is on the medium tires. A lot of drivers opting for the mediums. The strategy here is very mixed on opinions. We had a couple of racers do a soft to medium. Some do a soft to hard, but it looks very different all around. So there's no defining strategy to win the race here. Of course, safety car is a huge factor as well. So two-stop mainly looks to be the option around here. Racer 33 coming back into the pits now. Looks like Jeb coming up to the line. No, he will not. He'll dive into the pits. A lot of cars diving into the pits here, except for CTSM, who's starting another flyer. Now on softs this time, after setting that banker. Looks like Monkey Swinger is into the final corner now. Got a nice looking helmet there, similar to that of Capita Hood as he goes P5 with a 1:18.2. Nice lap there. I believe this is his first time reserving, at least under my commentary, so looking pretty good out there on those medium tires. We'll see how he can carry on throughout this qualifying session. Looks like Mexican is just starting a flyer now. Tiger's Racing on his outlap. First time coming out now. We'll see what happens. A lot of drivers on mediums at the moment, but quite a few on softs. Looks like Camara's coming up to the line. And just throwing in some bankers now at the moment. As Henders goes fastest, though, with a 14.9 on those soft tires. So definitely a great time to beat there. Looks like behind him, Skybits with a 17.6. He's starting to flyer now. Henders looking pretty solid at the moment. Red Bull of the Undertaker coming up to the line, trying to set his first lap of the day. He goes P5 with a 17.3 on the mediums, no less. Quite a solid job there by him. Looks like Tiger Racing coming up to the line, starting his flying lap. Looks like the Red Bull of Monkey Swinger is coming around. He'll be diving into the pits at this time. Kermit on his outlet. Kermit sitting pretty in P4 at the moment. We'll see how this plays out, though. BTFU, of course, did set that lap on the mediums, so we'll see how that plays. Looks like Mexena goes up to P4 now on those mediums, the 16.8, so he's looking pretty good. Looks like he may be setting a lap here as he's cruising down. Of course, we got Tiger Racing looking to set a lap as well. Camara decides to dive into the pits. Looks like the next guy to cross the line, maybe Skybits on the softs. He goes P2 with a 15.8. Solid lap there by him as he puts himself up in the front row. We'll see how it plays out, though. Take that back. Skyward Atlas crosses the line with a 15.5 and will hop on the front row. Hender's the only one to break into the 14s at the moment. Looks like BTFU is setting a lap on softs, so we'll follow along with him, as we know he's definitely a contender for pole, considering he's leading this championship. He's got the pace and he has the consistency. We'll see if he can put it together for this lap and keep it valid. Nice and tidy, cutting as many of the apexes as he can without invalidating. Runs it wide there, but knows the track limits of the game and will continue to milk them. Eduardo Andretti going P11 with a 1:18.8 down there, as we see Kermit coming up to the line for his flying lap to start there. BTFU looking pretty tidy here so far. We'll see if he can keep it together through the S's as we follow along. Double downshift there to fourth to bite in really hard there. Keeps it valid, though. Lap's still on as he clips the apexes as much as possible. Yellow flag there. Sherva driver just getting out the way. Good on Skyward Atlas. Currently sitting P2. We'll see if BTFU can top his time. With his pace, I'm sure he can. We're hoping to see some low 14s here, as Dot That Hoist goes P2 with a 14.9, just off of Henner's time. Very, very close between those two. We'll see what BTFU can do coming up to the line. Looks like he may have not gone fast enough as he goes P3 with a 14.9. Race 33 going P5. So holy crap, it's close. We'll check out that interval if we can. 0.001 and 0.019 between these two. Crazy amount of time there. Show their best tire now. We'll keep it on fitted, though, to see what they do. Looks like Customs coming up to the line to start his flying lap. He has yet to set a time, so he'll be looking to get one in. I know he had a rough race in Japan last time out. We'll see if he can have a little bit cleaner and more consistent one and stay out of trouble, whether it's his fault or not. Seemed to had not a whole lot of luck last time out. Dot That Hoist jumping into the pits. Currently P2, so close between our contenders now. These top three have been giving us a great show all season long. You know they've got the pace to snag that pole position. We'll see what they could do. Probably time for one more lap from those top three. Racer 33 has definitely been in the mix before. We know he's got the pace as well. He'll be coming out. See what he can do. So we have plenty of drivers coming down now. See if anyone is on their flying lap. Looks like iRacing. He's diving into the pits now. Custom says he's on his out lap, but he is flying. So I'm going to see what kind of time he can put up. He goes very deep through the final corner, misses that apex just slightly. We'll see what time he can put up to the line. Goes P5 with a 15.8, so plenty of time to gain there. We've got Kermit diving into the pits. We've got Camara, though, coming around the corner. He's definitely one to contend for the top 5. We'll see what he can do. Runs out of ERS just at the last second. Goes P8 with a 16.1. So top 10 there for the Ferrari. His teammate in the pits looking to swap out his tires and get something going. Looks like both Red Bulls coming in are on their out lap. We'll see who's next to really cross the line. Looks like Strifium's on his out lap as well. Alfa Romeo of Skyward Atlas also on his out lap. So we have plenty of cars cruising around, ready to make their final lap here. 4 minutes left in qualifying. We'll see if our top 3 can break further into the 14s here, as they're just breaching them in the 19s. Sorry, 14.9s. Looks like Camara is on his in lap at the moment. He'll be trying to hop back in and swap out his tires as quick as possible. Custom doing the same as well. We'll see if we can catch anyone who is on their flyer now. It looks like Monkey Swingers got it going now with full ERS. Says he's on his out lap. Cody's lying to us as he's mobbing through into Sector 3 now, into the stadium. Nice shot of the Mexican logo there for the Mexican Grand Prix. Red Bull cruising in now, keeping it nice and tidy. As he comes up to the line, we'll see what he can do. He's starting his lap now, so he'll have half ERS to start his lap. We'll see if he can keep it together. Strifium. Looks like he's been saving some ERS now. He's in 0. He'll be starting his flying lap now. He's diving in, it seems, maybe to swap out tires as he may have invalidated. Not entirely sure. Skyward Atlas, though, we know he's on a flyer. He's not. He's backed out of this one, so he'll be going again. A lot of drivers doing a couple laps here before the start. Looks like Henner's starting his flying lap now, so we'll keep an eye on that. 3 minutes left, though, still, as we'll see cars start to come out of the pit in the next minute and a half. We'll see what they can do. Mech Senna possibly coming up to the line. Inching toward, we'll see if he can improve his time. He does P5 with a 15.5. Nice lap there by Senna. Still plenty of drivers to set more times. We still have plenty of time left here. Looks like Kermit's about to set his lap. Looks like Jeb following behind in suit. Jeb looking to have a solid result here today. Finish the race is his goal. See what we can do. He's going to set another banger on these mediums. And by set, I mean set his lap time for the first time. Monkey Swinger into the pits. Looks like Undertaker starting his flying lap as he comes around the final corner. Alfa Romeo coming in hot of Skyward Atlas on his flyer now, scraping as much ERS as he can around the final corner, keeping it together. We'll dive into the pits. That'll be his qualifying over. There's no way he's gonna have time to get out. Looks like Custom isn't coming out yet. Henner's backing up, waiting to set a quicker time now. 1:52 left, giving it as much clean air as possible. Here he goes, folks, as he starts his flyer. Looks like the Mercedes of Mech Senna is diving into the pits now. We'll see, though. Jeb is coming up to the line into the final sector, mobbing on those mediums. Bunch of drivers stacking up down in Sector 3. We'll see what Jeb can do as he rounds the final corner. Goes P13 on the mediums with a 17.6. The Ferrari starting his flying lap as well of Camara. Looks like Undertaker goes P6 with a 15.5. Kermit starting his lap now. See what he can do. McLaren on his outlap as well of Striffium. BTFU on his outlap. Look, Custom ahead on his outlap as well. Well, we do have Henners, of course, flying through. Way ahead of this pack. He's ready to set his lap in time. We'll see if he can improve his provisional pole as he cruises around the final corner. Can he extend his lead to more than 1 millisecond? Comes up to the line. He does not. He'll stay the same at the moment. So Dot Hoist only has to improve by 1 millisecond. And we'll see if he can do just that. Looks like they're both on their flyer. BTFU cruising along now. Got a couple more guys to set their flying time. Looks like race 33 is finished. He's finished up his session. Camara coming in hot. See what he can do. Around the final corner. He stays P10. Looks like Kermit is also on a flyer. He'll be diving into the pits. The Red Bull behind him as well. Looks like none other than the McLaren of BTFU is coming up, looking to snag that pole position. Right behind him, Dot Thou Hoist, the two runners gunning for pole. All they have to do is improve by just half a tenth, less than that, and they'll be able to snag pole. BTFU up to the line. He does not improve, but here comes Dot Thou Hoist, and he does not improve either, so he'll dive into the pits. No one's improving at the moment, it looks like. Custom was unable to set his time. Let's stay P4, it looks like, as his session is done. Skybits coming up to the line as well. No, he's not. He's diving into the pits as well. Wow. So that'll be it for qualifying, as we have Henners cruising on pole by just, according to Cody's, 1 millisecond. That's how close it is between our top three, with BTFU just 19 milliseconds behind. It is very, very close here between our top three, and then another 0.6 down to P4 to Custom. So great qualifying here from our top three, and a very, very close from P4 to P7 as well. That is, oh my goodness, the interval between those is insane. What is this qualifying session? We've got some very close competitive. So Henner snags pole. Dot Hoist 0.002 off that pole position on the second row. BTFU in P3. P3 is a great place to start here for this long straight. Custom in P4. The split between P4 and P7 is also less than 10 milliseconds. That's an insane amount. Race 33 off in P8. And the P8 between P10 is also insanely close, as we have a couple medium runners down here, but we'll see what the strategy shakes out and see how safety cars manage. But this run down to turn 1 is going to be something special, I'm sure. The pace is oh so close between all of these guys. I don't think I've ever seen that close of a quali before between pole and P3. So as we load into our lobby and our drivers select their strategy, we'll take a look here. And we'll be back just after a short break. And we're back. We're going to go ahead and run down the standings. Right now, BTFU, sitting in P3 on the grid, is currently leading the championship by a solid amount of points. He has 212. Henners, currently on pole, is sitting in P2 in the championship with 145 points. Racer 33, starting all the way down in P8, is in P3 with 76 championship points. Custom in P4 with 73 championship points. Hoist in P5 with 70 championship points. Tiger Racing in P6 with 69 championship points. And Kermit in P7 with 64 championship points. Only Use My Dad, P8 with 63. Holy crap, this is close. Striffium just 2 points behind in P9. So our midfield battle for points is insane at the moment. As we see our tire choice of the drivers. Looks like everyone's opted for the softs. We'll see who wants to go for the 1-stop and who may opt for the 2-stop. We'll see who can last the mediums the longest. As we have our drivers pull up to the grid, the lovely angles that are Cody's. We'll get sorted here shortly. Henners is going to have to do a good job with that Williams to pull all the way up as we now start. We've got 4 lights, 5 lights on the grid. Lights out, and away we go. Fairly clean start here as the Williams pulls away from the Haas. Hoist getting a pretty slow start. The McLaren of BTFU on the charge now as they cruise down to turn 1. It's going to be 4 wide for P2 at the moment. Looks like Hoist up the inside. Stays pretty clean throughout, it seems. You're doing a nice job. BTFU way up into P2. Hoist losing out. Skyward Atlas up into P3. Custom down to P5. Skyward Atlas doing a great job here as Undertaker looks up the inside. They're going side by side now. Hoist trying to make his moves back. Plenty of side by side action here, it seems. As our leaders are pulling away at the moment. BTFU chasing down Henners. Hoist right on the back of Skyward Atlas. Looking to make a move now. He's trying to get back that P3 position. Started in P2. Goes around the outside. They're side by side. They touch a little bit. Keep it under control. Here comes Custom around the outside of Hoist. Custom's going to go up the inside. They're still side by side. Hoist gets ahead though. He's going to have a good run on the exit here. Henners leads the race. As now we have a big old train. Undertaker's going to have a great run here as he's got a double slipstream. Custom looking to make a move. Undertaker trying to follow suit. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. As Hoist goes around the outside, Undertaker has to back off. Custom's trying to stay with it. He'll push out. Here comes Undertaker though with a solid exit. It's going to be a double overtake there on Hoist. Here comes Undertaker though trying to make a move on Custom. We'll see what happens. He'll back off and follow through. Hoist losing out from P2 all the way down. Oh my goodness, there's a car behind him who's spun a little bit. Looks like Racer 33 down there, losing a little bit of positions. Going side by side with Mech Senna. As Chimera cruises up ahead. As these two go side by side in the S's, looks like Mech Senna will get that position done. No time penalties seen so far, at least on my end, as they cruise through now. Hoist, unfortunately, losing out as he's looking to try and get that position back from the Undertaker. BTFU following Henners as they're trying to pull away and get a gap here. There's a yellow flag now. Not sure who that was entirely. Skyward Atlas dropping back. He's in a race of his own at the moment. Oh my goodness, not sure what happened there. Undertaker gets pulled back. What in tarnation? I'm not sure exactly what happened. Custom looked like he totally just backed off. But here comes Hoist up the inside of the Undertaker. To go side by side into turn 1. Undertaker around the outside. Hoist trying to hold that inside line. He'll back out though. But here comes Custom. Back on it. He may have almost lost it there and have to slow down. But he's going to look up the inside of Hoist. He'll go late on the brakes up the inside. Trying to follow the Undertaker. They're still side by side. Custom getting a little oversteer there. These tires definitely become overheated on the softs here in the early stages of the race. Custom using all of the track there to try and get around. Here comes Chimera side by side with Custom as they go through into the S's. Custom going wide there, but gets that position and maintains it. A lot of overtakes here in the beginning as Camara gets a great exit to go side by side now into the stadium section. Camara will get the lead. Nice and easy, but he'll go too deep. And Custom will do the switch back and take that position back and pull ahead. DRS is enabled now, so these guys will get it on this straight. We'll see what kind of overtakes can come of it. Custom has fallen back 1.5 seconds. We'll see if Hoist can make the move on the Red Bull driver. He's a bit far away. He may make a late lunge, though. We'll see how Hoist does. He'll back off and wait, but we do have Camara and the Mercedes behind him looking to make some kind of move. Nothing happened. Kermit is indeed pitting. Racer 33 all the way down there. Tiger Racing at the bottom of the grid. New Zealand Jeb, noteworthy, in P11 at the moment on those mediums. We'll see what he can do. Hoist 2/10 back now. Ozone Camara just behind him. Trying to defend from Mexena. Skybits TV right behind him there. Trying to follow him through. Some really close battles at the moment. As they dive into the S's now. Skybit's getting a good run. A little bit of oversteer there. Looks like Striffium is a bit far back to capitalize on that. Meanwhile, BTFU is just sitting right behind Henners. They cruise into the final corner. A little bit of oversteer over the curb from Hoist. As the Undertaker gets a solid exit and may have the run here. BTFU closing in on Henners, though, for the lead. These two will be battling it out, I'm sure, as BTFU gets the move done. Henners backing off. He's got plenty of ERS. These two might be using each other to pull away from P3 and solidify that gap and wait to battle till the end of the race. At the moment, looks like Hoist gets a 3-second time penalty. Camara overtaking Custom there. He'll be pulling away with that DRS as well. Hoist unable to do anything on the Undertaker. Right on the back as they go through the S's. You know Hoist has the pace. He's 1 millisecond off pole position. We'll see if he can make the move on the Undertaker. He's going to go side by side, round the outside. He's tried a different couple of lines through here. We'll see who comes out on top. Hoist pulls the move round the outside, gets it done in the stadium section, stays ahead now. Undertaker will have the DRS, though, as BTFU sets the fastest lap of the race with that DRS. He is cruising along now. Undertaker a bit far back to make a move. We'll see if Henners does anything. No, he'll just tuck in behind BTFU. He does not have the gap to go for at the moment. Looks like Undertaker will back off as well. He doesn't have a gap. Custom too far behind as well. As we can see, Tiger Racing opted for the hards. We have Kermit back here trying to overtake for P15 at the moment. Both these guys having rough starts. We'll see if Tiger Racing can go to the end on those hards. We'll see what he chooses to do. Hender's fallen back just a bit. He's 8/10 now. Still in DRS range, though, so still not out of the park yet. So you have Mech Senna right on the back of Custom. See, Customs is struggling a bit here. Lost a couple positions. Cruising into the S section now. Time penalties are extremely key here, so we'll see which driver can keep it as clean as possible. They come into the stadium section. Nice parade for the fans to see. Not a lot of overtaking you see in here. As we see Mech Senna right on the back of Custom. Surely he has the run here. Custom does not have DRS. Senna has plenty of ERS to spare as he approaches the back of Custom. The Mercedes overtaking the Williams. Custom goes to the inside. Lovely angles here. Cody's gets that move done, but here comes Custom up the inside, trying to stick his nose in still to defend. He'll try and get a better exit here as Skybits gets a 3-second time penalty. Goes a little wide there. Mech Senna will have the DRS still due to the detection zone. And he'll pull away. Looks like Skybits is a bit too far back to make anything happen as well. Stryfium in that P10, going very deep into that corner. Looking to catch up to these guys battling as Senna and Custom are going side by side. Custom's not giving up. So he's trying to capitalize on the mistakes of Senna. Senna's able to pull away though here. Ooh, Custom, ooh, getting a little bit of oversteer. Saves it though. He'll go off track. Skybits up into P8. Here comes Stryfium. We'll see what happens. He's a bit far back to capitalize on that mistake. Custom looks like he's really struggling on those tires. The tires may be burning up. As Henry gets a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane, he decides to pit now though. We'll see what tire he opts for. On lap 8 could be the hards. We may see mediums. Looks like the hit crew has the softs out. We never know though if it's the right one. Nope, they are indeed softs. So he'll be definitely pitting one more time. As Jeb has retired from the session. Oh no. I'm not entirely sure where that was. He's gone wide on the final corner, exactly where Bottas did in qualifying this last year. That is extremely unfortunate. According to the paddock, sources say his controller unplugged and he completely lost it. It's a shame to see. There's a virtual safety car now. Precisely where Bottas crashed. Exactly the same spot with exactly the same car. Unfortunately, this time it was in the race. So that is unfortunate as Jeb was really trying to just finish the race today after a string of woes. And he is out of this session. VSC still underway. This may have benefited Henners. I'm not entirely sure. It may have been just too late. We'll see if BTFU decides to pit this time to close off Henners. Green flag here, though. We're racing Henners. BTFU has a great gap. He does indeed dive into the pits. Takes it nice and slow, so he doesn't get that penalty as Henners did. We'll see if anyone else follows suit. Skyward Atlas staying out. Data Hoist is going to hop up back into P2, his rightful position after starting P2. But of course, he still has Henners and BTFU to worry about. He's got a good run on Skyward Atlas here. He's going to go side by side with him now. Skyward Atlas doing a great job of placing his car on the inside, though. Around the outside goes Data Hoist for the lead at the moment. Of course, we know BTFU's got those mediums on. We'll see if BTFU can pull off the long game here and last those mediums to the end. That'll be an ultimate strat. He did pit quite early, though. If he was looking to do that, Skyward Atlas goes deep. We'll see what happens. Looks like our field is pretty spread out here, except for Stryfium, who did pit for mediums. He's battling with Skybits now, who also pit for softs. Plenty of drivers pit now. We'll see if we can show the stops. Quite a few, except for our top 3, Monkey Swinger and Eduardo Andretti. Fairly spaced out. Tiger is right on the back of Kermit. Kermit on those softs. 5-lap old, though. But Tiger will start to have the advantage soon here as those hards kick in and those softs completely fall off. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Looks like the Haas of Eduardo Andretti has gone round. He's looking to wait till all these cars fly by. Here comes Kermit. As they get just out the way in time, you can see the smoke. Eduardo trying his best to get out the way. Does a good job. Looks like there's no VSC, just a yellow flag at the moment. Meanwhile, Data Hoist stays ahead. Henners lost out big, I guess, on that safety car. So he's down in P3. So Data Hoist way up in P1 at the moment. Skyward Atlas looking good. BTFU really not that far behind, though, at the moment. As he's looking pretty good. He's only just about 10 seconds off the leaders. There's 33 and Skybits going at it side by side now. Who will get the DRS? Looks like Skybits will, so he'll be pulling ahead of Racer 33. Racer 33 with a great exit, though. Looks like he's got the advantage going to the corner. Skybits around the outside. What can he do on those soft tires? Sticks it up the inside of Racer 33. Pushes them wide. They're still side by side going into the double hairpin. Skybits cutting the corner there, gets a time penalty from staying on the inside. Racer 33 will stay ahead in this situation on those medium tires. Racer 33 has 7-lap old tires. It looks like he pit early in the race, unfortunately for wing damage. So he's looking to capitalize on this. Skyward Atlas has now decided to pit. We'll see what he puts on. He's serving what seems to be a 5-second time penalty. And he'll throw on the softs and pull back on out. So that'll lose him a bunch of time. Now that I'm looking back, MRL Henners actually is in solid position right now as he's 2 seconds ahead of BTFU. That VSC may have benefited him. Thou Hoist looking to stretch these softs out as long as possible. He may opt to pit now to close off Skyward Atlas as they're definitely in a battle at the moment. Looks like Strifium is close on the back of these two cars right now. Who will get the DRS? Looks like Racer 33 does not have it. His DRS may be disabled. Looks like he was close enough to Skybits. Skyward Atlas gets a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately. Strifium looking to close on Racer 33. This is the battle for the final points decision as, ooh, Strifium gets a little bit of oversteer there. Hard to control through the S's with a full tank, basically. As Thou Hoist does indeed decide to pit. We'll see where he comes out in relation to Skyward Atlas. Of course, Skyward Atlas, with that 5-second time penalty, he had to serve. So he'll be dropped way back. Looks like Thou Hoist trying for the overcut. Definitely did not work. He'll be down to P6. Skybits goes on with a 117.9. Fastest lap of the race so far. Looking pretty good out there. All the way down to P10, though, looking to make up positions. Undertaker inheriting that P4 spot. The Red Bulls now battling it out. Monkey Swinger on 11-lap old mediums. He's looking good now after everyone has pit. He's made up some places. We'll see how Christian Horner decides to navigate this situation as Undertaker looks to be gaining on Monkey Swinger as they go through the S's nice and clean, both on the same color tire. Monkey Swinger with a very nice wide entry there into the hairpin. The Red Bull right on his back. We'll see what happens here. Chimera on those softs closing in too, it seems, on this P3 battle. Rounding the final corner comes the Undertaker right on the back of his teammate. Surely he has the move done way before the braking zone. He does. Looks like Monkey Swinger will back off there. Let his teammate go. Chimera now closing in. Looks like Custom getting overtaken by Skyward Atlas. Skyward Atlas trying to pick up the pieces now after getting on the back of Monkey Swinger as they go into the S's. Close that gap substantially now as Monkey Swinger gets a 3-second time penalty. Ferrari narrowing that gap down by quite a margin. He'll look to the inside. Dummies back to the outside. Swinger goes defensive. Into the stadium section they go. Ferrari will back off. He knows he's got that DRS coming up. Surely he uses that to his advantage. Two Red Bulls sitting P3 and P4 at the moment. Henners with a 1.3-second gap. He's looking good at the moment. Thou Hoist, though, looking to make up positions yet again as he's closed in on these guys. Surely he has DRS as well. He does. Meanwhile, Chimera's going around the outside of these. Monkey Swinger Red Bull driver. Monkey Swinger back up the inside. They're touched side by side. Monkey Swinger spins round. Narrowly avoids Thou Hoist. Monkey Swinger with a late lunge to try and defend his position yet again. Meanwhile, here comes Skyward Atlas. These two back battling again. Skyward Atlas has made up so much time now on those softs. He gets a 3-second time penalty for cutting the corner. Not a common place to corner cut there, but unfortunately Cody's does have these strict limits in various apexes. Got that hoist up into P5 now. Monkey Swinger down to P8 after spinning. He may have slight front end plate damage, but from a visual standpoint and cosmetics, he seems to be okay. So he won't lose too much pace, even if he did. BTFU closing that gap down now. 4P1 down to just over a second. Still not within DRS range at the moment. We'll see if Skyward Atlas can make some kind of move on Dot Thou Hoist. He does have the softer tires. We'll see what he can do. BTFU gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, but he did indeed close that gap down to 0.8 seconds, which may be a beneficial move. Monkey Swinger has indeed pit, so we'll see what tire he goes to. He did start on the soft, so he could go on the mediums yet again. He does indeed, so he'll try to go to the end on those tires now. There's only 16 laps left of this race, so we're just about halfway done. Monkey Swinger way down to P13, so he's done pitting for sure. Skyward Atlas will have to pit again. Dot Thou Hoist, though, does not. If he can stretch, oh my goodness, who is that? It looks like the Haas of Eduardo Andretti. He's trying to get out the way. He is narrowly avoiding his teammate and seems to be moving in front of the pack. Not entirely sure what happened there. But Dot Thou Hoist does a good job to get out of the way of his teammate. Skyward Atlas still within DRS range, luckily. Meanwhile, these guys have closed up to P4. Camara looking for that P3 spot now, as Eduardo Andretti gets a 3-second time penalty. Pretty spaced out here for this battle for P3. Dot Thou Hoist trying to close back in. Skyward Atlas, though, quite close. We'll see if he looks for a move. He does not. He'll back tuck in behind Dot Thou Hoist. Race 33 with a 3-second time penalty in P10, fighting for that final spot. Here comes Mech Senna up the inside of Skybits. They're side by side, completely different tire compounds. Mech Senna will back out. Skybits will get that position. So we have Mech Senna getting that DRS yet again. Camara getting a time penalty, though. So he's right on the back of the Undertaker going into the S's. We'll see if he can get the pass down before his tires go off. Got a great exit here. Great run on Undertaker. Surely he has the move. Overtaking the next Red Bull in line, exactly how he did to Monkey Swinger just a few laps ago. Round the outside he goes. Gets the move done into safety. Here goes up the inside. The Red Bull. He's not done yet. Trying to compromise his run as they go side by side. He'll have to leave the space. Undertaker doing a great job battling here. But Dot Thou Hoist now will have the run on Undertaker. We'll see what he can do. Both of them get DRS. Undertaker closing in fast on the Ferrari. Camara may lose out twice here as well to the Haas. We'll see what the Haas can do. Up the inside he goes, late on the brakes. Cuts the corner, but gets the move done. Now he's right on the back of Undertaker yet again. So Camara, what turned into a nice overtake around the outside. He loses out 2 positions for battling just before the final straight. DRS is huge here. And timing it right is just everything. Camara's soft tires are nearing the end of their lives. So we'll see how he can manage them and try possibly make an overtake here and slow these guys down. He'll be looking to pit soon as well. He can go mediums to the end now as he cuts that corner pretty greatly there. Skyward Atlas looking to capitalize on that. These guys are going side by side now for P3. Dot Thou Hoist around the outside. Undertaker will concede this time to the Haas. Skyward Atlas is right behind this train for P3. The battle for the final podium step is on. BTFU, of course, is in the lead now. As these guys are battling, we've missed that. BTFU now 2 seconds ahead of Henner's, as Henner's softs seem to have gone off. We'll see if BTFU can last those mediums to the end. Big old DRS train. We'll see who goes first. Undertaker to the inside of Dot Thou Hoist. Camara looks, he doesn't make the move that he'll tuck him behind. Undertaker gets the move done. Camara will have the DRS now on Doth Thou Hoist, as we have the angle here. Doth Thou Hoist does not indeed have the DRS. Camara will not have enough pace to catch up. Undertaker doing a good job of reclaiming his positions after getting passed in Sector 3, using that DRS. BTFU now pulling way out in front, 3 seconds ahead of Henners, as it looks like the medium tire is the quality tire at the moment. We'll see if Henners decides to pit anytime soon. Of course, he does have one stop left, mandatory. Doth Thou Hoist waiting patiently now for the DRS zone, trying to get it done. Speaking of pitting, Henners does indeed decide to pit now on 11-lap old softs. He'll be going to the end on what should be mediums at the moment. We'll see where he comes out compared to these guys. Doth Thou Hoist will get that DRS. Atlas, oh my God, Camara has gone around, hit the wall. He may have been trying to go to the pits and may have spun out. I'm not sure what happened there. As they go defensive, side by side they go. Doth Thou Hoist trying to switch back and throw Undertaker off his line. He'll get the DRS as they're battling for P2 effectively now. We'll see if Doth Thou Hoist can make the move. He goes inside, defensive. Doth Thou Hoist looking for the switchback. Oh, he gets the time penalty for cutting the apex there. And he won't get the move done, unfortunately. But he's still right on the back of Undertaker. Henners trying to close back up that gap after pitting. Doth Thou Hoist getting awfully close into the stadium section now. Trying to get a good run here out of the final corner. Skyward Atlas isn't done yet. He's got 9 laps completed on those softs. We'll see when he decides to pit. Undertaker trying to break that slipstream. Here comes, he's making a couple moves, going defensive now. As Doth Thou Hoist goes round the outside, they're still side by side. Doth Thou Hoist gets the move done. And we'll have that DRS going through the next corner, so he'll try and pull away now. As Skyward Atlas is looking to make a move on the Undertaker. Undertaker pulling away though. Seems to have a substantial gap. Enough to hold on to that P3. Doth Thou Hoist though up into P2. BTFU 20 seconds ahead now. Sitting pretty comfortable. He won't have to pit for at least another 6 laps. So we'll see when he decides to make his move. And see where he comes out in relation to Henners. Henners gonna be on a move now. Trying to pull ahead. Closing in on his teammate. We'll see what Claire Williams says when the Williams meet on track. We'll see if Skyward Atlas can make a move. Doth Thou Hoist pulling out of DRS range from Undertaker. As this yellow flag in Sector 2. Looks like the Red Bull of Monkey Swinger has gone round. See if he has a wing still. He does. Just a bit of a spin there as Skyward Atlas overtakes Undertaker as he decides to pit. So he's got plenty of time left. It looks like he'll be going back onto the mediums to the end, looking for a solid compound tire. That'll promote Henners up into P5 as he closes in on Custom. We'll see what these two do now. Custom on 13-lap old mediums. We'll see if he decides to go to the end on those. Henners now very close. We'll see what happens between these two teammates, what kind of team orders is out to play. Henners will need to pass Custom as soon as possible if he's looking to remain in the fight for the win of this race. Custom pulling out through the S's here. Skybits gets another 3-second time penalty. So many penalties so far in this race. So easy to cut corners. They'll play a vital factor here at the end of the race. Oh, as the Williams gets a little squirmy out of the final corner there. Almost takes his teammate out, but luckily keeps it under control. And we'll just concede the position. That would have been Claire Williams pulling her hair out. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Good save from Custom there. Looks like those tires are getting a little hot. Tiger racing up to P9 on those 19-lap old hard tires. A very notable drive currently from him. We'll see if he decides to stay out. Maybe he's hoping for a safety car so we can throw on some quicker compound tires. But he is cruising along in P9. We know he's the man that never gets a penalty. So if he can keep it together and see a late safety car, he'll be in for a solid chunk of points. Race 33 just coming out of the pits now on fresh mediums. He'll be going to the end easily, barring any damage sustained to his car. Dot Thou Hoist keeping pretty consistent with BTFU. He's 20 seconds back, not too far back, as Kamara gets a 3-second time penalty. And here comes Skyward Atlas 11 laps later. Pitting now. Looks like he surely should go to the mediums. I believe as he's gone soft so far. There goes Mex Senna up into P5 now. Mex Senna should be going to the end at this rate. Doth Thou Hoist, if he wanted to, could go to the end on these tires, which may be the best strategy for him at the moment. You know, BTFU has to pit again. He will get caught pretty quickly, though, with BTFU on softs. But if he can keep it together and not get any penalties, he should be in the clear. We'll see what he decides to do. Of course, there hasn't been a safety car yet, just a VSC. So plenty more action to come, and anything can happen at the moment. Kermit on those hard tires, 8 laps old. The Renault trying to climb his way back into the points, about 20 seconds back from the next position. Shrifium just pitting for new mediums as well, so he'll be looking to cruise back up into the points if possible. Skyward Atlas, though, trying to make his way back up. Looking to make some moves on the Red Bull of Undertaker. Doth Thou Hoist falling just another second back from BTFU now. They're fluctuating between 20 and 21 seconds difference between P1 and P2. BTFU, of course, does have to pit again. Well, technically he does not, but he's got 15-lap old tires, and he pitted on lap 8 for softs, I believe. So he should be looking to pit again at this rate. If he wanted to, he could try and stretch those out all the way to the end. We'll see how long it takes before they drop off. We may see Doth Thou Hoist closing that gap ever so slightly. Doth Thou Hoist on pretty old tires as well, the same compound, just 4 laps younger though. She could possibly stretch to the end. Take a look at our leader now. As he cruises around the track, doing everything he can to extend that lead to P2 and to Henners. So you know Henners is trying his best to gain. Pit stop time isn't too long here. Should be in the high 20s for the time for a pit stop. So if you can get 30 seconds clear of Henners, he should be okay. And Skyward Atlas really has closed that gap, so we'll take a look, see what he does. He's got that DRS. He's got a good exit. He's got 2 lap fresher tires. He's got absolutely no ERS left though. See if he goes for a move. He does not. He'll tuck in behind. Play it safe at the moment as they go through Sector 2 now. He's right on the back through the S's. Putting loads of pressure on Undertaker. Red Bull doing his best to make some moves. First time I've been commentating Undertaker, and he's doing a solid job here in P6. Trying to get a solid chunk of points home for Red Bull. BTFU staying consistently out in the lead by 21 seconds. Here comes Skyward Atlas with a solid run. We'll see what he can do. He's got a decent amount of ERS. Activates that DRS. Closing in now on Undertaker. Undertaker looking to go defensive. Fully commits there on the inside line. Around the outside goes Skyward Atlas as he tries to make the move. Does a solid job there. Closes him off. Here comes Undertaker though, and he'll back out as Skyward Atlas still has that DRS and will pull away. So P6 now for the Alfa Romeo driver. Looking solid. Max Senna been pretty quiet this race. 17 lap old hard tires. He could take it to the end if he wanted. We'll see if Skyward Atlas can close in that gap. 6 seconds in 10 laps. It's definitely possible as Data Hoist has closed that gap down a decent amount now. BTFU will be looking to pit shortly here. If he is going for the softs, he should be going in the next lap or two. Again, still fluctuating though, just hitting that 21-second mark. As now BTFU's getting some traffic. We'll see if he can use Strifium to his advantage. As the teammates here, we'll see if he can get DRS off his back marker teammate and get him a quicker lap time, further pull him ahead. As the two Ferraris are going at it, and by going at it, I mean Tiger's going into the pits. He's done with those 24-lap hards. No safety car for him. Unfortunately, he'll go on the softs, try and bang out a fastest lap. We'll see what BTFU does here. Strifium trying to give his teammate the DRS. It seems no, BTFU will not take it. He'll avoid the traffic and dive into the pits for those soft compound tires. Strifium pulling ahead, just ahead of Tiger Racing. Tiger Racing on those brand new softs though, so he'll surely make that move now. We'll see where Data Hoist comes with BTFU. BTFU already exiting the pits. He's looking pretty good here. Comes out. There's the leader as Data Hoist takes the lead now. BTFU on those soft tires, so surely he'll be able to get the move done very soon. Henners, now you can see just down the road, 9 seconds back. Surely that's closer. Custom gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He'll be putting on the softs as well. Max Senna up into P4 now. Looking pretty good for that Mercedes driver. Here comes BTFU. Looks like he's got that DRS going up the inside. Will retake the lead. Gets it done. There's some back markers here battling for position as well. Kermit does a great job of getting it out the way. Lets these two continue on. Monkey Swinger pulling ahead now. They'll have to navigate some more back markers. We'll see what Data Hoist does. He got an 8-second lead on Henners. We'll see if he decides to pit now. He's got 16-lap old mediums. BTFU on his way to set the fastest lap of the race next time around, I'm sure. He's got the pace to do it. Blue flags galore as the Red Bull is looking to give BTFU that DRS around the final corner. BTFU gunning for the fastest lap now as he gets that DRS, closes in on Monkey Swinger quite easily there. Cruises on by nice and easy. We'll keep an eye on BTFU's lap time as he's looking to set the fastest lap of the race and get that extra point and further extend his championship lead. Monkey Swinger gets a 3-second time penalty as well as Data Hoist. Unfortunately, Henner's closing that gap down to 7 seconds now. Tiger Racing getting ahead of Strifium quite easily there. Now he's pulling ahead, closing down on race 33, trying to get back up into those points. Meanwhile, Data Hoist dropping back substantially to BTFU. Henners, though, 7.3 seconds back, so it would be wise for Dot Thou Hoist to stay out on the mediums at the moment. But of course, those tires could definitely hit a wall in the next 5 laps or so, which would be crucial to his pace. Although, Henner's dropped back 8 seconds now to Dot Thou Hoist, so Dot Thou Hoist could be on a great strategy here. Meanwhile, speaking of great strategy, BTFU sets a 16.4, fastest lap of the race. I'm sure that'll be hard to beat unless someone pits for sauce at the very end. Next, Senna, speaking of great strategies, is looking pretty good there in P4 at the moment. Custom gets another 3-second time penalty. He's racking up those penalties quite a lot. We'll see just how well these drivers have done. Mexena up 2 places. BTFU, of course, starting P3 up to P2. Dot Thou Hoist exactly where he started. Henner is starting on pole down to P2. Looks like drivers have generally... Custom gets another 3-second time penalty. I'm not exactly sure how he's got that many warnings in the span of that amount of time. Looks like he's cutting every single corner he can at the moment. Most drivers staying exactly or at around where they started from. Henner's not really closing that gap up to Dot Thou Hoist. As we can see, he's closing in the back of Kermit now, though. The battle to watch will be for P4 as Skyward Atlas is looking to close the gap to that Mercedes ahead. Of course, we also still have penalties. BTFU cruising on down. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Don't necessarily see what that was for. Everything looks okay on track, and the track is clear. Into the stadium section they go. Just see that Mercedes leaving the stadium. He's on a mission to try and catch him. Tiger Racing closing that gap down to race 33 on those soft tires. 5 laps left in this Grand Prix. Henners gets a 3-second time penalty, which will be crucial to his finish. Dot Thou Hoist falling back now to the leader. Another time penalty. Take a drink every time someone gets a time penalty. This is just one of those tracks. We see it in Russia, we see it in Mexico, and we'll see it next week surely in USA. As these corners are brutal. So easy to cut to gain time, but so easy to lose time with time penalties. Kermit going a little wide there. He'll concede that position as a back marker. Get out the way, nice and easy. Oh, he goes up the inside and loses the braking and runs into Henners. I don't think Henners got any damage there. Luckily, Henners is okay. We'll take a look. Looks like Kermit just completely missed his braking point. He went to let him by and forgot to brake. He has some wing damage, but he'll decide not to pit. He'll go ahead. That is unfortunate for Henners, as he lost about a second there from Dot Thou Hoist. But I'm pretty sure he doesn't have any... Yeah, it looks like he doesn't have any damage, so he'll be okay going forward. A little shaky stuff there. Henners remains on the podium at the moment. Mexena cruising along. Looking pretty good at the moment. Skyward Atlas not really closing down that gap too much. Staying at around 5 seconds. Custom, though, trying to make his way back. Trying to set some quick laps here as he's closing in on Camara. We'll see if Custom can hold on to his points position, as he does have, I know, at least 9 seconds of penalties. Probably more. He'll be doing everything he can to make up as much time on track as he can before those penalties go into effect. As he gets another one, just as I say that, he's cutting every single corner. Maybe possibly a Cody's glitch where he gets, every time he gets a warning, he gets a penalty, but he seems to be cutting every single corner at the moment, trying to make up time. Hopefully we don't see a disqualification from the game. Not sure what the limit is. There's a yellow flag. Not sure what it is. Looks to be clear. Kermit diving to the pits now, as Skyward Atlas cruises by pretty easily. Kermit has retired from the session. Not a great day for the Renault. Cosmo unable to make it as well. So the Renault not coming away with any points this race, unfortunately. Custom right on the back now of Camara. We'll see if he can make the move with that DRS. He's got plenty of speed in that Williams. Goes up the inside. Camara looking to try and defend. Camara going around the outside now, holding as much as he can. Custom will have that DRS again. We'll see what he can do. Camara is going to stay to the outside now. Up the inside it goes Custom. They're side by side. Gets the move done. Camara looking for a switchback though. Custom will stay ahead. Gets him. Oh my goodness, as Camara spins. Oh, and he'll hit the wall and lose his front end plate. Oh, he may get a 10-second time penalty here. If he cuts this corner, we'll see. He does not. He went slow enough. That is unfortunate. But it is very fortunate for Skybits. There's 2 laps left. We'll see if Camara can keep it together and keep that P8. Eduardo Andretti moves us up to P14 at the moment. Meanwhile, BTFU is way ahead. No one to challenge. Unfortunate as Camara just spun on his own, it looked like. Tried to whip the car around and drove straight into the wall. No front end plate there. He'll be doing his best to hold it together. Skybit's closing down quick now. You can see him in the background. Camara definitely will stay out. There's just 2 laps left to go. Skybits with a 3-second time penalty. That's not helping his cause for that P8 position. The grid's surely going to be mixed up here as we've got time penalties. People just 6 seconds behind each other, which is a crucial time to be. As we go on board, Undertaker just witnessed him getting another time penalty. So many time penalties here. Data Hoy's falling back to the leader. Unless BTFU racks up a couple dozen time penalties here. I think BTFU will be pretty solidly, as he's already started the penultimate lap. Henner's 9 seconds back. Looks like he won't be catching him regardless. Data Hoist on that soft and medium strategy. Looking pretty good. Custom with another 3-second time penalty. Oh my goodness, man. I really hope he doesn't get disqualified from too many time penalties. We'll see what the total is at the end of the race. I'm very curious. Tiger Racing right on the back of race 33. This is the battle for the final points position. We know Tiger doesn't have any time penalties, because if he did, that would be impossible due to his racecraft and his avoidance of corners. Trying to put race 33 off his line as they're now closing in on Skybits and Camara. Camara, of course. Oh, race 33 going a little wide there. Catching the car, though. Here comes Tiger. Snagging that P10 just after the DRS zone. Gets that move done nice and easy. We'll get DRS for the next section as well, just because that's how the detection zones work. And it'll close that gap to Skybits. Camara could lose out and possibly drop out of the points positions here due to that mistake he made earlier, which will be devastating. Henner is still not closing in on Data Hoist. Those positions look pretty solidified. BTFU, though, on his final lap, cruising along. He's got nothing to worry about. Nice and easy to the finish he goes. As I say that, he's in overtake mode, so he's looking to put in a banger of a lap. We'll see what happens. Hopefully he can keep it together. Skybits, though, closing in on Camara. We know Camara's got that wing damage. They've still got a lap left to go. Camara going wide. Oh my goodness. Skybits shoots through, gets the overtake done. Nice and easy. There goes Tiger Racing 2, double overtake. Camara dropping down. Oh my goodness. Looks like Tiger got an illegal overtake due to corner cutting. He may have gotten a penalty from it. We'll see. Race 33, though, right on the back, trying to make some kind of move. Skybits trying to pull away as well. This is the battle for P10. Sorry, P9 at the moment. For the final lap, we'll see what happens. Got BTFU rounding the final corner. He'll come across the line and win the Mexican Grand Prix for PC Division 2. Meanwhile, we've got a battle up front. And by up front, I mean down back for P10. At the moment, Tiger up into P9. Data Hoist is coming around the final corner as well. We'll see what he can do. Tiger up into P9. Camara dropping down as Data Hoist gets that P2 spot. Here comes Henners around the final corner. We'll see what he can do after those time penalties. Goes P3, just 5 seconds down from Data Hoist. Mexena cruising along. Solid race from him. He'll be looking to get that P4 spot pending time penalties. Looks like Mex Center will hold on to that P4. We're going to go back for our P10 battle. Looks like Ozone Chimera has backed off. Undertaker snagging that P6, Skyward in P5. Custom in P7. We know he has plenty of time penalties, though. As they come into the final sector, we will see just exactly what time penalties are applied. Custom stays ahead. Apologies for that brief interruption. We had a power surge here in our broadcasting booth. Of course, we're back though. We have our winner, BTFU. We're going to go ahead and try and get them in the interview room. We'll see. Henner's coming home in P3 and Data Hoist in P2, pulling off that solid strat there. Try and grab them. Thank you for being patient, everybody. I'm joined now by our P3 finisher, Henners. How was that race for you, my man? You had a little bit of a tussle there with the back marker. It seemed like you came away okay. How was that strategy for you? Our voice connection, fortunately, isn't the best here, but we're joined by now with our P3 finisher, Henners. How was that race for you, man? You were fairly close to coming to contact, bad contact with the back marker there, but you were able to keep it together. How was the strategy?
I probably could have done better, to be honest with you. Them softs were horrible at the start. They were, I think, 60% in like 4 or 5 laps.
That is
So I
terrible.
needed to, yeah, it's shocking, really.
Yeah, you seemed to pit a bit earlier there. I was surprised, but it looks like you were able to keep it together for the most part and stay on the podium at least, which is a solid result in itself.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I was glad you were able to keep it on track there with after the contact with Kermit. He looked like he was trying to let you by,
Yeah.
but he may have completely forgot about the brakes.
He messaged me after to say, sorry man, no. I said, no worries, it's not a problem at all.
Yeah, I was glad. Did you sustain any damage from that then?
No, nothing at all. I know he lost an end plate.
Oh, okay. Well, congrats to you, man. Solid pull lap there. It was super close, and congrats on the podium.
Thank you. Cheers.
Unfortunately, Data Hoist is not around for that P2 interview. We'll hop in the booth with first place BTFU now, who won the race. He had a solid strategy all race long, popped those softs on at the end, and secured that fastest lap. How was that race for you?
Oh, it was fun. It was definitely not the easiest with the track limits, but I see that everyone had a tough time with that. But strategy was ultimately go soft, medium, but decided to stretch out the mediums and go for softs at the end.
Yeah, you did a good job there pulling out that gap on those mediums. You did a stellar job all the way up until the last lap, really, on the mediums, and then you, pulled away even further with those softs. Weren't in PT for too long.
Yeah, those waves were definitely feeling it towards the end of that run, but luckily it made it work and got that soft final run and fastest lap.
Yeah, man, you nailed it there. P3 is a great place to start on this track for sure.
Yeah, definitely got that slipstream going down that straight, so that was nice.
Yeah, man. Congrats on the win and further extending that championship lead. You're absolutely dominating. I'm not sure of the calculations, but I'm pretty sure you're close to securing that championship. So we'll see you next week in USA.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
There you have it, folks. That is it. BTFU solidifying his lead in the championship standings. What a race. Full of track limits. Not very full of safety cars. Probably the first race in a while where I haven't seen a full safety car come out. We did have that VSC, but other than that, that was about it. So we're going to sign off here. Thanks for watching.